There are millions of us all over the world living with a skin condition that constantly urges us to scratch. In addition to the mild to severe irritation, we are all going to meet people who have no clue that we are living with eczema. What may seem rare to most is that it is actually very common and affects nearly 20% of children across the globe. Not only that, even some of our favorite celebrities, such as Brad Pitt and Adele, are living with this uncomfortable skin condition. In today's video, we will be taking a walk with you through the various circumstances one has to face while dealing with eczema. Oh, and how do we actually pronounce it? Eczema comes from the Greek word exine, which means to boil. This seems pretty appropriate, as those of us living with eczema find ourselves scratching our bodies so much that it feels as if we are burning. Eczema is most often pronounced as eczema. It is also occasionally pronounced eczema. The differences between how it is pronounced really only comes down to where you learn to speak English. British English will put the accent on the first syllable and use the more common pronunciation, while in North America, many will use both interchangeably. Whichever pronunciation you choose to describe your eczema is up to you. Neither takes away from the discomfort those living with the condition have to deal with every day. Eczema, commonly known as dermatitis, is a skin condition that causes dryness. It's a highly individual condition that differs from person to person and shows itself in a number of ways. One common misconception about eczema is that it is contagious and you can catch it by coming into contact with someone who already has it. To clear it out, eczema is not contagious at all. The skin is dry, scaly, red, and irritating in mild forms of eczema. Weeping, crusting, and bleeding may occur in more severe cases. Scratching causes the skin to crack and bleed, leaving it vulnerable to infection. Eczema is a skin condition that affects people of all ages and is most commonly found in youngsters. Those who grow out of their eczema during childhood may have it resurface later in life. Eczema affects 1 in every 5 children and 1 in every 10 adults in the United Kingdom. 84 to 90% of occupational skin diseases are eczema and contact dermatitis. Atopic eczema is a hereditary disease caused by a complex combination of genes and environmental factors. In most cases, eczema or one of the other atopic disorders, such as asthma or hay fever, runs in the family. About our skin. It's helpful to know the differences between healthy skin and eczema-affected skin in order to fully understand what eczema is and what causes it. Our skin acts as a strong and effective barrier, protecting us from infection and irritation. A thin outer layer, a reasonably elastic middle layer, and a fatty layer at the lowest level make up the skin. Each layer contains skin cells, water, and lipids, all of which contribute to the skin's health and protection. Components of healthy skin. Water fills up healthy skin cells, producing a protective barrier against damages and infections. The skin's fats and oils help in the retention of moisture, the regulation of body temperature, and the prevention of hazardous chemicals or bacteria from entering our bodies. Thinking of your skin like a brick wall is one way to visualize how it works. The exterior skin cells serve as the bricks, while fats and oils serve as the mortar that holds everything together and seals it. Water is attracted to and retained by skin cells, and fats and oils help in this process. How does our skin react when it has eczema? Our skin may not create as many fats and oils as other people's, and will be less able to retain water for those of us with eczema. As a result, the protective barrier is not as effective as it could be. Because the skin cells are not appropriately plumped up with water, gaps form between them. Moisture is lost from the skin's deeper layers, allowing bacteria and irritants to more readily pass through. Some everyday household items contribute to skin deterioration. Soap, bubble bath, and dishwashing liquid, for example, will remove oil from anyone's skin. However, if you have eczema, your skin will break down more quickly, becoming itchy, cracked, and inflamed faster. Eczema skin is more likely to become red and inflamed when it comes into contact with things that are known to irritate or produce an allergic reaction, since it is prone to drying up and being easily damaged. But what are the most dangerous types of eczema? Number 3. Acetotic eczema. Acetotic eczema, commonly known as eczema crackle, is a kind of eczema that affects older people more frequently. It mainly affects the shins, although it can also affect the thighs, arms, stomach, and back. The skin of acetotic eczema patients becomes extremely dry, rough, and scaly, resembling crazy paving or a dried-up riverbed. The reason why this type of eczema can be problematic is that it firstly affects older people, who may have lower immunity and comparatively sensitive skin, and it also appears on the parts that are not so easy to reach on the body, such as the thighs. How to prevent this from developing? You are more likely to acquire this type of eczema if you live in a dry, hot environment, or if you are exposed to winter weather or excessive bathing or showering. We urge that you do the following to lower your risk of having acetotic eczema. Sitting too close to a radiator or a fire is not a good idea. Other than that, do not soak your body in the tub for more than 10 to 15 minutes. Warm water is preferable than hot water because hot water dries out the skin and causes itching. Soap and rigorous toweling should be avoided. To keep the skin moisturized, use a lot of emollients, both as a leave-on moisturizer and as a soap alternative. Make an effort to keep the air in your home moist. Each room should have a bowl of water. Number 2. Eczema around the eyes. The eye and the eye area are affected by a variety of disorders and forms of eczema. These are more common in people with eczema on other parts of their bodies, mainly those with atopic eczema and related disorders such as asthma and hay fever, and can be triggered by an external irritation or allergen. Eczema can affect any part of the body, including the eyelids and the area around them. Adults with eczema on other parts of their faces are more likely to develop eyelid eczema. Adults are more likely to develop seborrheic dermatitis of the eyelids, which affects only the eyelid edges. Because the skin on the eyelids is so thin and sensitive, itchy, irritated, dry, scaling skin is particularly bothersome for people of all ages. An allergy or an irritant can cause contact dermatitis of the eyelids. Irritant contact dermatitis is caused by irritating chemicals, such as makeup, face cleansers, detergents, or solvents coming into contact with the eyelids and causing irritation and damage to the skin. Anti-aging cosmetics that come into contact with the skin of the eyelids might potentially irritate it. When your immune system reacts to a specific chemical called an allergen, it causes allergic contact dermatitis. A very small amount of this allergen can produce an eczema flare once you have reacted to it. Allergic reactions can be localized or broad, and they are more likely to develop the longer you use a substance. An allergic skin reaction can be abrupt and intense, and it might happen hours or days after coming into touch with the allergen, making it difficult to determine the source. Number 1. Ear eczema. Eczema of the ears can be a very annoying and painful condition. It can range from minor dryness in the pinna, which is the visible, projecting part of the ear, to severe skin loss and pain, as well as infection of the external and internal sections of the ear. Eczema can affect the entire ear, including the earlobes, conchal bowl, which is the area outside the ear hole, the ear opening acumitas, ear canal, and the eardrum. Eczema is also frequent in the ear folds, backs of the ears, and the area where the ears meet the face, making it really frustrating to deal with. There are a variety of causes for ear eczema, so if you suspect you have it, see your doctor right once to get effective treatment and avoid flare-ups. Eczema can affect the ear in a variety of ways, including atopic eczema generally affects the skin behind the ears, causing a dark red color on the areas affected by the disease. Seborrheic eczema, which is a type of eczema caused by an immune system overreaction to an overgrowth of a harmless yeast called Malassezia that dwells on the skin. And finally, contact dermatitis, which is more common as it affects the external area of the ear, making a larger region more susceptible to infections. Various forms of eczema are found in different parts of the body, and now that you are familiar with them and how they are to be pronounced, you can certainly pass over your knowledge the next time you see someone who might need help. What do you think about the different types of eczema mentioned here? Let us know in the comments, and make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to never miss our uploads. Stay safe, my friends.